What does a dream about hats mean? It is easy to overlook hats in your dreams. You might think that they are just another fashion piece you wear. They are so common that they rarely catch our attention. Still, if a hat or a set of hats is the central focus of your night vision, you need to pay attention. You need to focus on the question, what does a dream about hats mean? It turns out that hats pack quite a lot of messages. The hat symbolizes this period of personal growth and development. It creates a foundation for new projects that adhere to defined objectives. There may be possible workplace hiccups brought about by a misunderstanding due to your skills. But you have faith in your capacity to react and come up with a solution. This shows that you love your family members enough to want to keep them safe. They are going through a stressful time due to upcoming problems, which is the cause of this. It also portends a period of great prosperity and success. What does it mean to dream about hats? It can symbolize protection or a sense of covering up. For example, wearing a wide-brimmed hat might represent trying to shield yourself from something. It can also indicate your social status. For instance, if you are wearing a fancy hat, it might represent being part of high society. On the other hand, wearing a beanie might represent a more working-class background. It also symbolizes different aspects of your personality. A bowler hat might represent a more traditional, conservative side of you, while a fedora might represent a more artistic or bohemian side. It may represent change or a new phase in life. Putting on or taking off a hat can indicate that you are ready to take on a new role or leave an old one behind. Sometimes, it may indicate your sense of self. Wearing a baseball cap might indicate a more laid-back, casual side. A formal top hat might represent a more formal or sophisticated side. It is often linked to spiritual acts and beliefs in traditional civilizations. In Hindu culture, the turban is worn by men as a symbol of respect for the gods and a reminder of your duty to live a virtuous life. In some African cultures, it is associated with spiritual protection and can be worn by both men and women. The biblical meaning of hat dreams. It can be an indication of your progress and growth spiritually. It represents your choices on your spiritual path and the knowledge and wisdom you are receiving. It might stand for cleanliness and holiness. You want to follow God's will and live a holy and clean life. It also stands for your capacity for spiritual discernment. The headgear represents your capacity to discriminate between good and evil. It also stands for leadership and spiritual power. It can represent your vocation or position within the church or in the propagation of the gospel. It might also mean humbling yourself before God. It represents your readiness to set aside your goals and aspirations to obey God's command. When approaching God's presence, Aaron and his sons are told in Leviticus 10:6 to take off their hats as a sign of respect and devotion. This may stand for surrender to God and humility. Paul discusses the significance of head coverings for men and women in the church in 1 Corinthians 11:3-10. According to him, a woman should wear a head covering as a symbol and as proof of her obedience to her spouse. This dream indicates that you will regain your confidence and strength to face and overcome your challenges. It's a public manifestation of your internal state of mind or attitude, the way you'd like to feel or handle yourself. Your attitude is what you project to others. What does it mean to dream about team bucket hats? It might be interpreted as a representation of safety and protection. This illustrates that having a team around you offers protection and support. It may stand for the camaraderie and spirit of teamwork among athletes. A sense of belonging to a specific cultural or social group can be represented through fashion. It can stand for harmony and cooperation. It displays a sense of unity and kinship within a team or group. Goals, values, and interests may be comparable to the identity. It can also signify the idea of being a part of a safety net. It can also represent conformity and fitting in. It indicates that you are in alignment. What does it mean to dream about solid bucket hats? It might represent a desire for secrecy or to blend in or the desire for usefulness and functionality. Only you can ultimately judge the significance of the dream. Please think back on any personal experiences and feelings that you may have had that might have been connected to the dream. It also stands for being sensible, grounded, and not standing out excessively. It could also stand for the desire to conceal something or the sense of being hidden. Additionally, it might serve as a reminder of a certain circumstance, someone, or an earlier incident. Your particular life events and feelings may have a special meaning for the dream. To grasp the deeper meaning of a dream, it is crucial to dwell on it along with its surroundings and feelings. If the majority of wearers are tourists and travelers, this could represent the urge for exploration and adventure. They might be viewed as a symbol of originality because of their distinctive style and individual look. They are frequently connected to outdoor pursuits. For example, camping, hiking, and fishing in Western societies. This can represent an affinity for the outdoors or a desire to escape the hectic and stressful city life. It may also be viewed as a representation of young culture and hip-hop fashion as well as nonconformity and uniqueness. Thank you for watching this video from exploreyourdreamlife.com. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support. What does it mean to dream of a Panama bucket hat? It can be interpreted as a representation of exploration, travel, and foreign cultures. It stands for the exploratory and adventurous nature of America. It became popular in the early 20th century, thanks to American tourists and explorers. It also connotes a sense of liberation and a desire to break out from your routine. It also implies diligence, tenacity, and grit. It is frequently worn by characters portrayed as self-assured, daring, and free-spirited in literature and film. Thus, it can demonstrate your virtues. It might stand for sophistication and refinement. When awake, you dress nicely and take good care of yourself. You style your clothing and make a statement every time you go outside. It has a long history and is ingrained in Ecuadorian culture. Natives and visitors frequently wear it since it is a vital part of Ecuadorian identity. It is also linked to the nation's long tradition of hat production, which dates to the 19th century. It might represent ease and a carefree attitude. This is a result of its connection to tropical habitats. It might stand for loyalty and service. It has cultural ties to America. This is especially true of the American soldiers who wore it as a sign of their service during World War II. What does it mean to dream about an artist's collection of bucket hats? It could mean a connection to a particular subculture or a laid-back attitude, among other things. It could symbolize how you make art or present yourself as an artist, if you think of yourself as one. It could also be a figure of speech for wanting more freedom or creativity. If it's part of a collection, it can show your need for completion, coherence, or organization. Wearing a hat is a common way to express yourself and show your unique style. It can mean you are trying to express yourself uniquely or that you already are. It can also mean you need a break from being creative since you feel overburdened by it. In other circumstances, it also represents your desire to be more creative and seek a change in your life. Changes to your appearance or hairstyle might be in order. In the West, they are often seen as a sign of a casual, carefree style and a laid-back attitude. They are also popular in music and fashion, especially hip-hop, where many famous people wear them. Many African communities commonly use it as a sign of authority, status, and age. It may therefore suggest that you are gifted with the gift of authority. Additionally, it could be read as a youthful and rebellious gesture. What does it mean to dream of a camo hat? It may symbolize a desire to blend in or hide in some aspects of your life. You may have joined a new school where the culture differs from your previous school. You are trying to blend in and interact with the students there. Additionally, it could represent your desire for adventure and connection to nature. Camo patterns are often associated with hunting, hiking, and other outdoor activities. It may show that you are seeking experience or harmony with nature or that you want to be more in tune with your surroundings. It could also be a sign of insecurity. For example, there may have been a recent rise in crime around your neighborhood, and you are constantly worried about your safety. Camouflage patterns are often associated with hunting, hiking, and other outdoor activities. They are also related to military and law enforcement. A camo hat, in this context, may symbolize adventure, toughness, and readiness for action. You may want to conceal something about yourself. You may have committed a crime at some point in your life, and it went unnoticed. You are, thus, in a constant state of alertness, trying to conceal that from the people around you. You are doing so to protect your legacy. What does it mean to dream of an embroidered bucket hat? It may represent individualism and freedom of expression. For instance, an embroidered flower may represent growth and beauty. An embroidered skull may represent danger or death. It may also represent a particular position or aspect of your identity. For instance, a hat bearing the symbol of your favorite sports team may symbolize your support for that squad. Additionally, if it carries a brand name, it might represent your sense of style or fashion. If the needlework is done by hand, it might mean a close relationship or a commitment to precision and care. It could signify a carefree, laid-back mindset or a desire to take a break from obligations. You could need help with maintaining every aspect of your home. You are compelled to take a break from all the commitments that are draining you. It also stands for defense from the weather or other outside forces. It can state that the harmful actions planned won't be successful. What is the meaning of a hat size guide in a dream? It might represent the degree of relevance or value of anything in your life. A smaller one can represent something less significant or noticeable. It might stand for your self-perception or sense of value. A huge hat may represent assurance and self-assurance. A little hat may represent insecurity or self-doubt. It also represents your power or responsibility in a given circumstance. It might signify a lower or higher level of accountability or power. You might be a parent with young ones to look after. It is also a metaphor for the degree of focus or visibility you desire in a specific circumstance. A bigger hat could be interpreted as wanting more attention and vice versa. A hat may symbolize protection and spiritual strength in some African societies. A larger hat signifies greater protection and spiritual power. A smaller hat signifies diminished protection and spiritual power. A hat can stand for knowledge and insight. A bigger hat may be interpreted as representing more wisdom and knowledge, while a smaller hat can be interpreted as representing less wisdom and knowledge. Thank you for watching this video from exploreyourdreamlife.com. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support. What do dreams of one-size hats mean? It may suggest that you feel restricted or limited in your choices or possibilities. Perhaps you are being forced to conform to a standard or expectation against your will. You may also be trapped in a particular role or situation and unable to change or grow. Alternatively, it could also represent a desire for consistency in your life. You may be seeking stability and predictability in life. For example, you may have recently acquired a new job after years of trying. You are now looking for the stability you lacked all those years. Spiritually, it could symbolize a lack of individuality in your spiritual beliefs or practices. You may feel restricted or limited in your spiritual growth. It would be good if you conform to a particular set of spiritual beliefs or practices. You are being reminded to be more open-minded and allow diversity in your spiritual practice. Keep exploring and expanding your spiritual growth. In Christianity, it could also be interpreted as the need to submit to the will of God. It reflects the path that God has set out for you. Instead of trying to make your path or fit into the mold of what others expect, follow the path God has prepared for you. It could be a metaphor for a lack of discernment or wisdom. It can represent your perception of the inability to discriminate between good and evil or right and wrong. What does it mean to dream of hat support services? How much help and resources are at your disposal may be represented by this. It may be the network of people and tools at your disposal. It could stand for being protected from harm as well as being guided or mentored. It could stand for the support, mentorship, or even safety afforded to you by a certain individual or group. The dream may also have significance for how the dreamer expresses it. It symbolizes your public persona and the encouragement you receive to be yourself. What you need or desire to have and succeed may also be represented here. Abilities like clear thinking in a crisis or composure under fire are examples. This could signify that you need advice or help with a particular issue in your life. It could mean that you're up against an obstacle you can't handle alone and could use some assistance right now. It could stand for someone or some group who will help you out. What does it mean to dream of a hat review? It might represent individuality and how you want to exhibit yourself to the world. It could also represent your self-esteem because, with it, you can express originality and personality. It might represent your process of decision-making. For instance, you might be trying to decide on a significant life decision such as deciding whether to move to a new city or not. It also represents your need for other people's affirmation or acceptance. You want to express who you are or how you want to be perceived. It demonstrates worry for your standing and reputation at work. This is a reminder to love who you are and be authentic to yourself. It might stand for analyzing or judging something, reflecting how you feel about it in real life. Additionally, it could refer to your predisposition to think of yourself and others. If you dream of positive reviews, you are confident in yourself or that people have a favorable opinion of you. Otherwise, it can signify self-doubt or that people are not fond of you. It also represents your spiritual self, and the reviews reflect whatever inner criticism you may harbor of yourself. This is a gentle reminder to be kind and forgiving of yourself. What does the shipping and return policy of hats in a dream mean? The desire for safety, stability, and command in your waking life may be reflected in your dream. Meaningful dedication, accountability, and responsibility are also possible interpretations. This could mean that you're looking for a change of pace in your life, or having second thoughts about your choice. It can also stand for things like control, safety, and expressing your views and beliefs. Additionally, it reveals your current mental state and the significance they hold in your social group. Possibilities include representing one's occupation, social standing, or other identifiers. Wearing a hat is a gesture of modesty and respect in Eastern cultures. As a result, it may be a sign that you need to be more respectful and humble in your waking life. Pursue peace and equilibrium in your life. It could show that you've adopted a new outlook or mentality. This may show that you are going through a period of self-exploration and change. In this period, you are re-evaluating your priorities. It may also suggest that you are experimenting with different points of view and identities until you find the one that best fits you. Being spiritual is a readiness to accept and welcome change and new experiences. This may show that you are receptive to new information and willing to change your perspective or try something else. Thank you for watching this video from exploreyourdreamlife.com. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support.